Well, I just came back from a free seminar on how to write a grant, right? And there was nobody there selling me anything or upselling to some, consulting service or anything. No, this was put on by my congressman, my local congressman. And they're all over the country like this. So don't pay me or anybody else if you want to find out about grants when they're giving this information away for free, right? So if you're a nonprofit or looking for grants or who the nonprofits are that are giving out other money, that you could take advantage of, go there. Here's what I learned today. It's sort of neat. Here, there's a great website called usaspending.gov. This has been around for years. I didn't even know about it. I thought I knew everything about government. So usaspending.gov, and that shows you how they're spending grants, loans, contracts, direct payments, all the money that the government gives out, and that's a single website. So you can see who's getting this money, and then actually what subcontracts are getting that money too. So it's a great little website. Here's other things I learned about too. That a lot of agencies now are putting copies of the successful grant applications on their website. So you could, again, see right from the government's office what a winning application looks like. So it's like getting the test ahead of time. So there's no magic in this world. So, don't go hiring grant writers before you look at all this kind of stuff. Okay. Also, you could also be a grant writer panelist. This is somebody who determines who gets the grants. See, they look for people all over the country or whatever. See, they have a panel, usually like 3 people, and 2 of these people are not government employees, so they're just people who volunteer or whatever. So find out about that. Look at the areas you're interested in. Like maybe you're thinking about, oh, I need grants for me, because I'm an artist. So find out how to be a panelist on the local place where they give out grants for artists, so you can see what it's like and you get the inside. Because you don't have to be a grant writer or a professional and all this kind of stuff, to be one of these panelists. They're just looking for independent people to do it. Also, when you apply for a grant, this is something I learned, make sure you get a copy of the evaluation if you don't make it. So if they don't give you the money, you have a right to get the evaluation form why they didn't give you the money. What grade did you get on this? What grade did you get on that? What was wrong? Did you have mustard all over your application? Or whatever the heck it is. You'll find out of that. And also remember, what I've learned today is that most all the agencies that are giving out money, they have free workshops just for their application. So you could go and find out and sit in a free course given by the people giving out the money to learn how to fill the application, right? So that's better than spending money on a grant writer. You're getting right from the horse's mouths. So that's how to find out about all this stuff. Contact your local congressman or senator or elected official. Ask them about seminars like this. Here, you could go to this website, votesmart.org. And you put in your zip code, your address, and tell you who your local people are. You contact them. Hey, I want to know about applying for grants. And they help you for free. Okay, now here's a young woman, doesn't have a lot of money, she's a professional photographer, does great stuff. But she has 3 kids, and she got an invitation to go to what's called the American Society on Aging to talk about her book. And there's a big, hundreds of people or whatever, thousands for her. But she didn't have she had to pay her own way, and she didn't have the airfare. Okay, now she didn't give up. She didn't say, well, I can't do it, don't have it. No, she went on the internet to raise that money, and she's in the middle of raising that now. See, she didn't let something like that. She got an opportunity. She doesn't know how good that opportunity is, but she knows that not taking advantage of the opportunity is worse. Because you never know what the opportunities are, but nothing happens unless you take advantage of them. So how are you going to pay for that? Well, she found a way on the internet. She couldn't give her home money or family. She's raising this family. They don't have a lot of extra money. It was a couple $1,000 you have to go out there and back and all this kind of stuff. So watch what she did. Well, Alicia Cunningham, man, you're really taking life by the throat, aren't you? I mean, you got this invitation to show your beautiful work in that book. It's called Feminine Transitions to an American Society of Aging, right, in San Francisco. But you're a mom with 3 kids and you don't have the few $1,000s it takes to get out there and do this, do you?
Exactly.
So you took the bull by the horns, you just go on the internet and raising free money. So how long did it take you to put this website up on What is the website again? I'm sorry. It's
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, right. I get confused all these. GoFundMe.com. You're on that, raising money, and you already have a couple $100 and you just started. Yeah. So how long did it take to put the site up?
It took me about an hour just to get everything, the pictures, the wording. I just did cutting from my marketing material and I put it on there.
And this, so you're now marketing it, I guess, on the web and looking for friends and reviewers like me or whatever to do this. And so now this is one of the websites where, like, do you have to reach a certain goal to get any money at all, or you just get whatever's there, huh?
Well, you have an option. You can either do unlimited funding, I forgot what they call it, or the other one is...
I see. So you have a goal or not.
Right, yes, exactly.
So what, do they take a little more if you don't have a goal or something like that?
No, I think it's the same thing. But
really?
You have the option to do perks or no perks.
Ah, I see. Are you doing perks or not?
I didn't do perks with this one.
No perks. We just have to love you enough to send you out there.
Right. Right.
You're the perk.
Right, exactly.
But your work is wonderful, Alicia. I mean, it you know, from what I see, I didn't see the book live yet, but and really you're out there to talk about the aging process, and your work, your photography shows how, gosh, people are more beautiful women without makeup, aren't they?
Yes, and even the women themselves who thought differently beforehand.
Really?
So afterwards, they agree with it as well.
You mean that volunteered to be models, you mean?
Right, yes. Those that volunteered. You know, some were, I mean, I had a lot of women that didn't want to participate because they couldn't wear makeup.
Really?
Yeah. That was one of the biggest things. Is I didn't realize that there was such an issue with the whole beauty thing until I went through that experience. But those who did go through it, even though they were hesitant, did experience that. Where they thought, oh, you know, I am beautiful. You know, I didn't realize I was beautiful without my makeup. So that was, I think.
So in other words, these women who wear makeup all the time committed to your project to have you take photographs, and they said they didn't realize they were so beautiful without makeup.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's enough to do the project right there. Well, I believe in what you're doing. I mean, it is. I think it's true. I mean, if women and all of us try to bring our own unique beauty, whatever we have, that's more lovable than any fake stuff we're going to put on.
Exactly. Right, yes.
The fake stuff, I think, grabs your attention. And maybe it's like me screaming on TV or something like that. But the real essence, to fall in love with somebody, appreciate somebody, is really getting inside. And if you're not, and then maybe you're not even used to showing it because you got all this other stuff, huh?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what other kinds of things do you believe in? You have people there like 96 years old, these women in the photographs.
96, 103, who's now 106. So, and I just still keep in contact with them, you know, make sure that they're still well. I stay attend any functions that I do have.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get the call from Oprah. And
well, it's not going to happen unless you try, right? So,
you're right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So you're out here trying and raising money to go to and this. That's what I see. I mean, you're trying to get money to go to this conference. You have no idea if it's going to change your life anymore. Not, but you know it's a step towards something.
Right. Yes, it's a step. Instead of me just sitting here, you know, like you said.
Exactly. Hoping that guy in the white horse will come and knock on the door, right? You know for sure that ain't going to happen, right?
Right. Right. I know if it's sitting down, you know, doing nothing isn't going to get me anywhere either. So I had to try something else.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think the only thing we know is that doing nothing is wrong.
Right.
So we don't know what's right, but we know what's wrong.
Right. Right.
And so that's why, I mean, to me, what you've done is sort of, okay, I don't know what's right, but you found a way that doesn't cost any money to try stuff.
Exactly.
Right. It doesn't cost any money. What the hell? You might as well try it, right?
So you have nothing to lose.
Right. And so you put an hour worth of your time in, put it there, and you're going for what, $2,000-3,000 to go out?
Right.
Yeah.
Just to get me there and back, and you know, that's about it.
Right. And what are you going to do with those 3 kids when you're away?
They're going to stay with my husband. Mommy needs to go.
Now, has he ever done that before with the kids alone that long?
I haven't. This will be my first time.
Well, this will be a good. I know when I had kids, my wife left when they were real young for about a week. I said, oh, I could do this if it's easy. Oh my God.
Right. Right.
So this will be a great experience for him, not only for you.
Yeah, I know. Right.
They're going to appreciate you out in San Diego for this wonderful work you do, and you're going to come home and be appreciated at home now.
Yeah, I already see that one coming.
Well, but can we find you on your website too, or the best is GoFundMe?
GoFundMe. Actually, my GoFundMe is on my website as soon as you go to my first page. So you can.
And what is your website? We can find you.
It's www.alicia.com. So ALYSCIA.
ALYSCIA. Alicia.com? How the heck did you get that?
I got it 10 years ago.
Really? Wow. So you go to Alicia.com, help Alicia get her wonderful book out to talk about at the Seniors Convention out in San Diego, and teach her husband a good lesson about what she really does. And, I think that's what we're really doing, and improving the lives of everybody in your family too. But Alicia, you do wonderful work. I think that photograph of women of all ages without makeup, showing how lovable they are without all that stuff. I don't know how we become so conditioned to everything, and to show the natural beauty that comes through these people is just wonderful. So I appreciate you doing that for us, and
thank you.
I hope that you get this money so you can share this with everybody. Then everybody will be more lovable in the world because of Alicia.
That'll be great. That's the goal, the dream.
Absolutely. So thank you for doing it for us.
Thank you for acknowledging. I appreciate you having me.
See, don't let stuff stop you from doing it. There's always a way around a problem, through a problem, over the problem, whatever. That's what life is all about. How are you going to get over the next problem? Forget that Obamacare website. It's just a big pain in the butt. I got better things to do with my time, right? Well, that may be true. If you're not going to save a lot of money or something like that. But here, instead of going to that Obamacare, which is healthcare.gov, don't go there. Go here first. Go to kff.org, kff.org/interactive/subsidy-calculator. So that's kff.org/interactive/subsidy-calculator. Go there and you don't have to mess with the Obamacare website, because you'll find out how much money you can save before you figure out it's worth the trouble before they get that website all fixed up. So go there and look what I found there. I went in there and it's very simple. It's just one little form you fill out, and right at the bottom, right away you can change the numbers and find out. So if you're a 40-year-old single person, okay, making about $28,000, look at this. You know what's going to cost you for health care? $183 a month. $183 a month. Wow. Where the heck are you going to get that? I don't know. The real value, the health care plan, is $222, but after the subsidy, it's only $183 a month. So you're making $28,000 a year, and they're giving you a subsidy to buy health care. Okay, say you're a single mom with a child or something like that. Here, making $28,000. Okay, the monthly cost of health care on the exchange will be $329 a month. But for you, today, it's only $126 a month. You get a subsidy. So you're making $28,000 a year, you get a subsidy, you and your child, and it only costs you $126 a month to get health care. $126 a month, that's it. Or let's say you're a couple with one child, and you're about, in your 40s, and you're making almost $50,000 or $48,000 a month. A year, not a month. Okay, healthcare on the exchange will cost you $551. That's before the subsidy. After the subsidy, it only costs you $300 a month. So that's a couple with a child, only paying $316 a month. If you could get that somewhere else, go get it, man. Or how about a couple making $48,000 a month with 2 children? Okay, you have 2 kids, making $48,000 a month. Okay, on the exchange, it's going to cost $657. $657. But for you today, you get a subsidy, right? And it only costs you $257 a month. 250 bucks a month. That's all you're going to pay in healthcare. Man, again, go find it somewhere cheaper if you can. Well, you probably can. I don't think. Where the heck are you going to get full healthcare coverage, for $257 a month? Yeah. Family of 4. Man, making almost $50,000 a year. Yeah, so that's why. I mean, it's not going to be fixed yet, but if you could find a better deal, grab it. But this is the deals that's on the healthcare as soon as they get this figured out. And actually, I just went on Maryland's healthcare. It's almost all done. Yeah, it looks like to me. But anyway, so it's healthcare.gov. That's the exchange. But the other thing, you want to go down and see what your subsidy is, because maybe you're making too much money, why bother? Okay, kff.org/interactive/subsidy-calculator. Go there today, and they'll throw in steak knives, I think. Now here's what getting free money on the internet can really be all about. It can be, and somebody's doing it this way. It's not like this everywhere. Most people, who are getting money on the internet through crowdfunding sites and stuff like that, have an idea, they put the money on, and they run. Now here's a site that's just aimed at the community, whatever your community is. It's to be there for a community, whether it's a public service to get the park fixed or something like that, or just your business too, or your club or your organization. I mean, you can do so many things on this site that you really can't anywhere else. And he's developing it so that you could put it on your site too. So as a fundraiser, for getting your business idea financed, or your invention, or your nonprofit organization, or anything like that, it's that. But then you could take that information and put it on your site, so you have the fundraising on your site, not on some internet site that just concentrates on fundraising. So why give them all your traffic? People who want to donate to you are really going to the fundraising site. No, this one lets you put it on your site. So your traffic comes to you, and they donate money through the fundraising widget that's on your site. Plus you get all the people that come to the main site. So it's a great way to really get more traffic for anything, and not to have to share your traffic with somebody else. Also, it's a marketplace, so you could sell things on their site. See, this is a place I could sell books on that site, and then give a percentage of the books, the money I get from the book, to a project that I believe in, maybe kids going to Africa for the summer or something like that, or to some other nonprofit or something like that, so that people who buy my products can see the project that's being funded with part of their money when they buy this. I mean, that you can't do on any other site, which is great. Also, it's a site for idea generation. So people can get there and collaborate. You have an idea about, hey, well, we have this community here, we have kids getting in trouble all the time. Who else knows about ways to solve the problem with kids running around getting in trouble at night? Well, you could solve that. Or your business, you don't know what to do with your business idea. What should you do? Should this thing be green or blue or whatever? And get the wisdom of crowds. And on this site, you'll be able to do it. Now that's pretty cool. Or events. You could run, like concerts or marathons or wherever. So people come over and over again, and you can put it on your site, but it's still there. They have the platform for all this, and they'll give it to you to use. Resources. This is a place too, if you don't know anything about raising money on the internet, they have freelancers that are hooked up who really know about crowdfunding that could help you. And these are people that so you don't have to go on one of these, an Elance or something and hope somebody knows about crowdfunding. These are people who are trained by them to make sure they know how their site works, and they could help you with things like marketing, email, and things like that. So watch this guy. It's very interesting. He has a bigger heart and an open heart. So like he's working with colleges and universities for them to use the platform. So it's bigger than just, greedy getting money for something. It's that too. So don't feel left out. Watch. So McCabe Callahan at communityfunded.com. I would think you'd be a .org. You're saving the whole damn world just with your website in Colorado. And it's just wonderful. I mean, I have to commend you about, your heart being in this to really do something for, communities all over, whether it's a local, community or whether it's your social organization or nonprofit or your business or whatever, and you got it, like nobody else in this crowdfunding. So where did this come from again? You said you owned a coffee shop?
Yeah, that's right, man. I started a coffee shop when I was 22 years old and grew that like crazy. I was 24 and had 5 coffee shops and a bar.
Wow.
Not any idea what I was doing. Retouching the stove and realizing it was hot, and then basically decided to really just figure out what I wanted to do as a business. And so I downsized because I realized I wasn't really living the mission that I'd set out to do, and focused on just my one downtown coffee shop. And then a couple years later, expanded that to have another one close to the Colorado State campus. But that was my community. That's what I created, and that's what kind of inspired me for parts of Community Funded.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago. Nobody knew how to spell crowdfunding then.
Well, it actually started before the idea of crowdfunding was really around. In 2009, when there was a handful of crowdfunding sites out there, they were actually calling it social funding back then. I was trying to get a loan for my new coffee shop, and the banks turned me down, and I told one of my customers about that. He'd asked how the new shop was going. I said, well, I'm not doing it. I couldn't get a loan from the bank, even though I'd already been in business for 9 years. And he said, well, why didn't you talk to me? I would have helped. And so he actually offered to fund part of the coffee shop, and then another customer stepped up, and another customer.
Really?
And eventually it was over 5 customers that helped me fund my new shop that I opened up. And that was really part of the idea that led to some of the ideas that started Community Funded. So.
Well, that's what crowdfunding's about, right? You find potential customers who give you the money to have a business because they want it.
Got it. That's real world crowdfunding right there.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing now for everybody else. So if I want a coffee shop now, I go on your site and use that to get all my money. But I mean, it's sort of much more interesting because, as you're saying on your site, I mean, as a business, then you could use it so many other ways, right? I mean, and so how else can I use your site as a business besides just getting money from me?
Well, there's a couple different ways. One is you can support projects by promoting your business. It's kind of fusing 2 different activities that usually happen separately. You can market your business while being philanthropic by offering rewards to projects that hopefully future customers can pledge for, and then come into your business and become customers while seeing you as philanthropic in the community. So that's another way.
So in other words, if there was like a shelter or a girls organization or something in the community, I could give them discount cards at my business as rewards for donating to the girls club, right?
That's right. That's absolutely right. So you're branding your business as philanthropic and community-minded, while also hopefully driving new customers into your door.
Right.
Muggs has been using this for just under a year now, and we've had well over 150 rewards claimed, and I'd say probably about 75% of them were customers that had never been to Muggs before.
Now, Muggs is your coffee shop, I take it, right?
That's right. I'm sorry. Yep, Muggs is.
I thought it wasn't your girlfriend. That's what I mean.
That's right.
Well, maybe it is. Right? So in other words, well, that's great because they have these businesses that do this. Put a discount in my magazine and all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
But you could do it right on there. Now, the other neat thing, if I'm a fundraiser, need a fundraise for something, I put your widget for fundraising on my site too. So people could come to my site and see like the whole thing that they would see on communityfunded.com would be on my site.
That's right. In less than 5 minutes, you can install an entire crowdfunding platform on your website.
So I have my own crowdfunding site on my site and your site. So I get your traffic, plus my traffic goes directly to my site, and I don't have to give you much of my traffic, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Well, that's the problem with these big sites. I'm giving them all my traffic. Maybe that's how they get big, because they're getting my traffic, and they're really not generating anything of their own.
Our goal is if you're going to be driving people to your project, why not drive them to your own website?
Absolutely. Right? So your thing is good for fundraising, right?
Right.
Okay, it's good for the marketplace. Now that's an interesting section that you have now, so that that you'll be able to, as a business, I could sell on your site, right? Or will be able to soon.
That's right. Yeah, we're actually in a couple of weeks here launching the CF Marketplace, which allows for, what we saw was that there was the projects that needed money and resources and support, but that was only one aspect of the community. Why not give the businesses in the community, and remember the individuals too? I mean, very much like Craigslist. If you have a bike in your garage that you want to sell, you can sell that bike and a portion of it will go to support a project. So anything you sell on the marketplace is also inherently supporting a project on the site.
So I could sell my books on your site, and a portion would go to one of the community projects on your site.
Or a project you create for yourself as well.
Or my own community project. Right. Buy my book, and I'm going to give $1 to my golf course. So who needs new seeds? And the ideation you talk about is another way to use your site. What does that mean?
It's really just about tapping into the crowd to solve big problems. It was really inspired by an old story of the power of the crowd, and really this idea that if you aggregate the answers of a crowd, typically the median answer is the right one. And
you read that sociology book, didn't you?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So really sometimes what you're finding is that the crowd is typically more right than the experts.
Yeah, and the wisdom of crowds. No, so it's a place like hey, what is the next business idea I should do? There's maybe a way to use your crowd to say, hey, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And help develop something through the wisdom of the crowds there.
Very much so. That's right. And especially, too, with solving big world problems is what I hope to see it used for, where it's like, how can we solve this? And everyone can chime in with different ideas and build off of ideas and ideate to the point in which the problem is solved.
So how do we get these kids off the street at 10 o'clock or something?
Sure. And there might be a community that's already done that, so hopefully they'll share that solution with you.
Yeah, that's true. An event. So people could use this event for their annual event, like whether it's a bake sale or a 10K run or something like that.
That's exactly right. Yeah, the event is really just a fundraising page, but it's really catered to the idea that the event is happening on a specific day, that you're going to most likely have to sell tickets or booths or sponsorships, things like that. And so it's just kind of set up as a template to really focus on event fundraising and event promotion and marketing. And the idea is that once people attend that event and buying their tickets and participating through community funded, then they're able to stay in contact with that event creator over the time to know when next year's event's happening and updates and changes.
Keep them. So, and then the other thing I really think is important now, because people get lost in how to raise money on the web and things like that, is that you have resources now. You're aggregating like consultants and things like this that are really informed about crowdfunding, and you could access them through your site to help you market or do a video or whatever the things you need to do this and get it done.
Yeah, that's right. Most there's two ways usually. You can learn it yourself, or you can pay someone that knows what they're doing, and we offer both options. So I
know. Well, to me, if I'm going to do it again, I might as well learn it myself. If I'm not going to do it again, well, I might as well pay somebody.
There you go. There you go.
So like fixing the toilet, I don't want to buy all those tools.
That's right.
It's better to hire somebody for a couple $100. He's got all the tools that are $1,000. Well, this is a great site, but you know that your enthusiasm, is infectious, and you obviously changed your community there in Colorado. You work on so many nonprofit events, and raising funds that are so important, it seems, and what you're doing for others and universities to do this. I mean, this widget you could put, as you say, for universities to crowdfund. So you take your technology, put a little widget there, and you have a crowdfunding site on your own page, right?
That's right, yeah. I definitely encourage you to watch the video that's on our homepage slider. You can watch a video. It's only about 2 minutes long or so, but it really shares the vision that we see, which is empowering communities to really unite people around ideas versus being so dependent on a hierarchical system.
Yeah. Now, it's the wisdom of crowds, or the power of crowds, in addition to the wisdom of crowds. So you go to communityfunded.com, watch that video, 2 minutes. You don't have to buy anything. Just watch. You get smart about this stuff, because it's a train. It's a freight train that's coming through life, and you better hook onto this thing. Now, look at McCabe. He was running a coffee shop, and now he's an IT guru.
There you go. I don't know how that happened, but it happens.
So anybody can do this, right?
That's exactly right. We know that for sure. As long as you have a patient wife, right? That's all
right. Thank you so much, McCabe. CommunityFunded.com.
Thank you very much.
You bet. See, now isn't that cool? Now, anybody, you gotta go, and this is a good site to learn about the power of these sites and what they can do, because they're gonna be growing, they're gonna be bigger and bigger every year. I mean, to me, I have to believe this is the biggest thing that we have going in our country, or probably the world. And the world, that's what's so neat about it. It's not only in the US, it's all over. So people can help you from any country in the world. So start using it. Okay, now here's a young fella who will show you how if you really, really want to do a business, you gotta figure out a way to do it and not get money from a bank or friends or anybody, but be able to create your own money to start your own business. Right, now this young guy with two of his friends always wanted to start a business, and they didn't have any money, so they went on the street and started dancing. That's right. Now the first time they were out there, he was telling me how he made about 30 bucks or something like that in about 3-4 hours. Then they found out like how to use the crowds and all this kind of, they learned by doing. So they didn't quit after only 30 bucks, you know, they would be going nowhere. And then they built it up, their little street, you know, there's some public square kind of thing. And they're making 300 bucks or 400 bucks for a couple hours, like 3 hours or so, you would say. Wow, that money was able to get them to start their business. And then he went on the internet and he's getting like over $20,000 of free money on the internet to give his business a big boost. So the three of them now are really trying to finish school, yeah, and have this great business that they found in just getting money from people on the street or people on the internet. That's right. Watch this. Well, Patrick Lund, man, I don't know, man, you're just second year of college and you're getting $20,000 on the internet for the neatest pair of gloves I've ever seen. I go running every day and I have these big gloves and I listen to my Chinese, I'm trying to study Mandarin, and my little Chinese app, I take my gloves off my thing and I cut the top of my gloves off to use it. And you solved that problem by inventing, I guess, these gloves for people, right?
That's right. That's right, Matt.
and what is it? I mean, and they're sexy looking. I mean, they're stylish gloves. They're not some jockey looking clunky things, right? These are fashion items that you wear, these beautiful leather gloves that will, any touch screen will work. And you don't have to take them off in the winter. And that's very important for you guys in Toronto, huh?
Especially. I don't mean to perpetuate any stereotypes about Canada, but from Halloween onwards, it's just frozen wasteland. So, yeah, we've come up with this line of gloves. Yeah. It's called the Touch Point Leather Glove. Any part of the glove works on the touch screen, and you can use it throughout the winter for texting.
So any part of the glove, so even if I put my heel of my hand on it or anything, huh, that'll still work. Yeah. I mean, I've seen these gloves, you know, like have little magnetic tips or something nonsense. I don't know what that is, but so you solved that whole problem. Wow. So how? I mean, you're a business student, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Right. 20 years old, I guess, 19, 80, something like that. Second year of college, business school, and you go on the internet. Now, I guess it. And now you raised $20,000. You hope for only $2,500. You're not telling your professors how wrong you were, really, are you? Your goal was only $2,500, and you may get $20,000. So you screwed up, didn't you?
Somewhere along the line, I forgot to carry
boy.
the
You better get better professors. Tell you how to do this better. But it's just wonderful, and they're really fashionable items, and I think the neatest thing about them is that, God, they're half price now, because you're in production, so you're going to have a big business right after this is over, in another week or two. So people who go now and get this are going to get them like a 50% discount, aren't they? Yeah.
That's right.
And you're going to deliver for Christmas, huh?
Yeah. The thing that we love about selling online and through crowdfunding platforms is that there are no retailers involved. We really managed to cut out a lot of what hikes up the price at normal retail. So we can offer them at $65 where they would normally be $100, $120.
Yeah. No, I mean, I see them.
We're excited about it.
I see it in Macy's and stuff like that now. No, you know, that's a little tough on a glove. But here with that technology stuff, I mean, and that increases the value and price and everything. So it's a heck of a deal, and what a gift! You know, everybody's using one of these things. So if you get and it doesn't look like a touchscreen glove. That's what's so neat about it. You know, do you have one there you could show people? Yeah.
I'll apply this here. So this is, you know, we'll get it's one of our models. It's called the Rider Glove. It's very basic, you know, very simple sort of construction.
But it's elegant simple. It's not stupid simple. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I have my iPhone here. And so what it really allows me to do, it's cold, I'm outside, but I need to send that message, or I need to make the call. And so,
just like that. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I don't know. It's exciting stuff because it's just something. It's something we needed. It's something our friends needed, but we thought not. Right.
So you're really, you know, a college entrepreneur, you know, and making more money than most people I know who just starting a business who have 20 years on you, maybe. And that's what now. But you started out. You and your partners started doing what together?
Well. Yeah, we kind of started as just some kids. Right?
But doing what? Weren't you dancers or together?
That's right. Yeah. So we had an idea for some fashion accessories. We thought that we were kind of fashionable guys. We could do this, but we didn't have any money to start the business. We didn't really want to take out a loan. We didn't want to ask our parents. And so we started as break dancers.
I mean, that's how you financed your first product?
And so, yeah, the very first product we had, we went out to Young Dundas Square, which is like the most highly trafficked area in Toronto, and just started dancing on the street for change. So it was, for the first time we went out, I think we made a total of like $30.
Wow, well, that's not a bad evening or whatever it is.
But for 3 hours of street dancing, it's horrible, right?
I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't make $30 3 hours, making lattes somewhere.
That's true. Yeah. And so but. As with anything, right? We were talking over time. We learned how to attract an audience, how to interact with people on the street. Do you want to see the show? It's going to be amazing. Come on down. We learned. The little more we had, we bought bigger speakers. We bought some flooring so that we didn't need to dance on the concrete. And the operation expanded to the point where we had a microphone and we were just mini circus.
And so you went up to what in 3 hours? I mean, what? We
went up to like $300 to $400 for 3 hours.
Wow, from $30 to $400 an hour, right? Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, and that financed your first business. So you, without a bank, without your parents' money, without anything, you just used whatever talent you had to get this thing going, didn't you?
That's really what it's about, is everyone has something, even if you don't know it yet. Something that can be cultivated and turned into something of value for other people. And that's really the legacy and that you'll leave in the world.
So now you don't see a major career in breakdancing, but you're going into fashion accessories. But it's better than delivering pizzas, right? To make your money, to do what you want to do, right? So you had this, and if you can make $400 in an hour, man, that's a nice fallback position. Now,
right, there's always that.
Now, I'm wondering if in your business classes, do they use you as an example for entrepreneuring?
You know, I have been more and more recently called out to talk at my school.
I see. Well, that's great.
Just in regards to this, it's not the only way to do it. You know,
oh, absolutely,
right. It was wild, but I guess it serves as an example of how to turn your passion into something.
But it's not only maybe not the only way to do it, but it can be done. So you're sitting there, you start it with the same problem we all have. You have no money, you have an idea, and you don't know how to get it done. So you were resourceful enough to found that dancing got you little money, Kickstarter got you big money, and none of those meant a big investment on your side. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So you didn't have to get money from some fat cat who was going to make you hire their girlfriend or something like that. And you did it. But more importantly now, you know, consumers for Christmas should get these gloves because they're not going to get a deal like this anywhere else in the stores. And when you come out and fully get these in production and they'll be in retail stores, they're going to be double the price. So now is the time to cash in on you, right? And it's Aeon Attire, AEON Attire, ATTIRE, I flunked English in college, .com, and you can get your size. And you show what you taught me so much looking at your site. You taught me how to measure my glove size. I never knew that. You just take a little tape around here and you read the number.
yeah, exactly. It was simpler than I thought. Well, I had no idea.
Neither did I. And I've been in men's fashion as a kid for many years, too. Well, you're a delight, Patrick. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for sharing your experience and motivation and enthusiasm with everybody else, because we all could do that. Take what we have and just use it to the most we possibly can, right?
That's right.
Okay, AeonAttire.com. Thank you so. Okay, so maybe you can't dance on the street, but there's a way. I mean, how to use your own creativity to do this. Maybe you go and walk dogs at night or something. People have a lot of dogs to be walked or something. Whatever it is, you could sell a service and it doesn't cost you anything to find customers to do it. So the people on the street can give you money, and then the internet can give you money. Yeah, and then you got your own business making lots of money. Okay, now what do you do if you're like a 40, 50-year-old man, who's a machinist? You know, you can make anything out of metal, and you live in Detroit when this big car manufacturing business was booming, but now it's going away. So what do you do with these skills and nowhere to go with them? Well, here's what you do. You make metal shot glasses and put them on the internet and get money for it. That's what he does. Yeah, and he sees the big market, like out of titanium. he drills them out, in his metalworking shop, and makes little shot glasses, and he sells them on the internet like that. And then what he could do is engrave them, like for fraternities and things like that. So you got a cool looking shot glass, he makes them all these neat colors. They'll never break, and he figured there's a big market in fraternity houses. And I got a son who was in fraternity many years, and I could vouch for that. He could put their Greek symbols on them and their letters and everything. And so that's what he's taking his skills, finding a new market for the skills, and finding money to finance that through free money on the internet. Now what could get better than that? Now the future is bright, and he's still using his skills as a metal worker. So watch this, he's cool. Well, I didn't know, Rick, that Rick Steinert, right? That's the name? And you're at metalshotglasses.com, and you invented these shot glasses out of titanium shot glasses. Yes. I'm never going to break a shot glass again. Never. And it's made longer than I'll ever live. Yep. So I can pass it to my grandkids.
And then some.
Wow, they are just fantastic. You have one there. Show us that yellow, that blue one there.
I have
whatever. Yeah, look at that shot glass. So you can bang the heck out of that, right? Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow! And so right now you're reading on Kickstarter, and you were hoping to raise about $1,000, and you got $6,000 for these things.
6 times more than I could possibly imagine.
Wow, that's amazing. So what are you? Are you just an alcoholic? Is that why you?
No, actually, it started my son goes to college and he's in a fraternity.
Ah, yes, no, I got some fraternity guys too in my family.
And then he said, he was just, Dad, do you think there's any, college young men that would drink alcohol out of a bottle or out of a glass? He said, you should make these. And he was the driving force behind it.
No kidding. So your boy did this. Yeah. No, that's what we keep learning from our children. Don't we?
I've learned so much from it. It's nice to see a changing of the guards, if you will.
Exactly. No, that's why I use my kids to steal ideas. This is why I'm on the internet now and everything. All this kind of. So your boy saw you. So you're really a machinist kind of guy. I mean, I'm
a machinist by trade. Been doing this for 37 years now.
Wow. So
starting to get the hang of it.
Right, 37 years, and you were doing like metal tires for toys.
Yeah, I was making wheels for remote control cars.
Ah, not tires, the wheels, right?
Yep, making the wheels for them. Yep.
You're in Detroit area, so you know more about the difference between wheels and tires.
Well, the tires are rubber part.
Right. See, us urban guys,
Yeah.
But these are just beautiful. They're almost like works of art, that people have. And they're so reasonable now on Kickstarter. Now, actually, is it time? Now, they're not going to be delivered till like January, but still, you could get them for a gift and show a picture.
Actually, with the way things are going, we get it done. I should be able to deliver everything before Christmas.
Wow! No kidding.
Yep. The initial $1,000 was to buy special tooling to cut the titanium because it's so tough.
Yeah.
And so I've already shelled out the money for it. I drained the bank account for my $1,000. Tools have been ordered.
Your wife doesn't know yet, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, she does. That was a hard one. But she says you're counting your chickens. So I've already, and they're ready for me to go pick up.
Right. Wow. Wonderful. So now you have enough that you could fill orders and get them there by Christmas.
Oh, yes.
And what will they be? I mean, sometimes on Kickstarter, you can get a break if you go, you're in on the ground floor like this.
Sure.
Right.
I started with that. I did the first round. So there was a deal on that. And then after that, we call it, first in line, and then we did second round.
I see, second round. And so that's a little more expensive. So
it's a little more expensive because I really cut it to the bone for just the raw titanium itself. They're $27 for 2 inches of raw titanium.
Wow.
Just for it alone.
Wow, just a lump of stuff.
Just a piece of titanium, yes.
Wow. So and you're selling it on Kickstarter for how much?
$74 for one, and they're at $84 now.
$84. And then when they go public, like when Kickstarter's over, and next year when you're in Macy's department store and all this kind of stuff.
By then I'll have the production down, and I think I can be able to lower the price once I get all the bugs worked out of it and actually get into the flow.
I see. Right.
I'll be able to get the price down, and nobody else is doing it, but I'm not real greedy. I want people to be happy with the product.
Yeah, why not? But actually now, nobody else is going to see this for a long time yet. So you really have to get this now.
Yes.
Nobody's going to have a nice green and red and blue titanium shot glasses, right?
Well, no, the colored ones are actually aluminum.
I see. I would know the difference.
Yep. And then the titanium ones are silver. And then I'm doing a heat color.
A heat one. Oh, that's what you were showing. Oh, yeah, that's wonderful.
It's done with a torch.
Yeah. Wow.
And you heat this up to 1,200 degrees or so, and this is natural coloring that titanium does.
Wow. I mean, you pull that out to a party, man, they're going to be really impressed.
Yeah. Well, we've my neighbors have tested it very well, and it doesn't leak.
You better try it again, just to make sure.
Again. Definitely. And the best part is titanium. You use titanium in your body if you have a pin or a hip or something like that. There's no taste difference. It's just like glass.
Right. Yeah, but it won't break on you, right?
It won't. And literally in 500 years, it'll look just like it does today.
So eventually, though, you're looking to get these monogrammed for people and all this kind of stuff.
Already hooked up with a company that does laser engraving. They can do 3D laser.
Wow.
So I don't even, I don't have to rotate the part as we laser engrave.
All right.
It'll just.
So this will be like next Christmas. People come to you and get them with their fraternity symbols on there, and get a couple dozen of these things to give out to all the frat guys.
We could do like a dark green and do a cloverleaf, your Irish pub.
Ah, right. Or the wedding. How about this at the weddings? Yeah.
Weddings would be great.
Betty and Allison, July 27th.
Exactly.
Wow. That is, I mean, I just think these are superb, and I think of it as art. I mean, you're really an artist. You're not a mechanic.
Well, look at some of the metal sculptors, and all real artists they have going on in their brain because they see something they create. They are I'm an artist, but I just in metal, not with a paintbrush.
I see. You can probably get paid more by being a metal guy than an artist.
I'd probably do better with a paintbrush.
I could do the barn. That's about it. Well, this is just wonderful, Rick, and it's so good. Now, why did you choose Kickstarter? I mean, was it difficult to get on there, or what?
No, I had a friend of mine out in Iowa who used Kickstarter, and it was just word of mouth. He said, "Try this."
No kidding.
There's several crowdfunding sites, and I don't know any better, so this is my first venture.
That wasn't. I mean, you're not a geeky guy. You don't hang around computers all day, right?
No, I'm a gearhead.
Right. A gearhead. So was it hard for you to figure this out to get on Kickstarter?
Yes, it was terrible. If it wasn't for my son.
There's the boy again.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for him, I never would have made it. He edited the video. He did this for me, And he says, "Dad, how can you be so smart but yet so?"
He held his tongue, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have kids in the house to help you do that.
Yep. Well, I have to wait till he comes home from school.
I see, to figure out how well you're doing.
Right. Well, no, to help me with this stuff,
I see.
I actually couldn't send him a file, so I put the file on a USB stick and put it in the mail.
I see. That's the only thing you knew.
That's the only thing I know I could do.
A real UPS guy.
Right? Dad, what are you sending me? I says, I'm sending you the file. He's like, Dad.
Well, that's a generation difference.
Yep.
Well, that's wonderful. So and you got the money. So I mean, like in a month, you got all that money and making it happen, right?
Yep.
Before you did your other ventures, I mean, how did you finance the other ventures?
The other one, I did it all on my own.
Really?
And I spent a lot of money, and it didn't go well. And that's probably like a lot of people will, that's the beauty of Kickstarter. Because you make a prototype, and your prototype doesn't have to be perfect, but it gets the idea across and spend all the money. With my other one, I manufactured a die. I had it heat treated. I had it ground. I bought material. I had all the stuff done, and I had pieces ready to go. And I had spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and the market wasn't ready for it. So that was like, this is not the way to do it. And so this other one I made two out of titanium. I made 3 out of brass, 1 out of stainless, and about 20 out of aluminum. And it was actually made from material I had left laying around the shop. And then I had to get them anodized, and then we're building a website, and then the Kickstarter. So I don't have very much into this.
So
except for the tooling for the, and actually I put down for $1,000 for the tooling, and I spent $1,300.
Oh, well, you're wrong again. But you got $6,000 to play with.
Right.
But more importantly, now you have customers. Before, when you blew those, that $5,000 or whatever it is, you didn't even know about customers yet.
I had no idea. And it was, for me, it was easier to make it than it is to market it. It's a whole new world that's so odd to me.
Right. So now you don't spend your
money.
Now I know.
What an education.
You listen to your kids and you go on the computer.
And I get smarter. How was that?
And you get the free money for the computer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rick. That's wonderful. And to find out about it, you go to metalshotglasses.com, right?
Correct. Yep.
Wonderful. Well, you're a joy. Thanks for being in the world and helping us drink better.
Thank you. Nice talking to you. Bye.
Now, I don't know anything about making out of things out of metal. But isn't that cool? That's right. And there's a lot of things to do in life like that. No matter what you're stuck with, or you think, you know, what your current position isn't going where you think it can, well, then you have to be creative. You have to think about more ways to take what you have and reuse it in where the world is going, not where it has been, because it ain't going there again. And now that's why you have to look forward. So if you could use the internet, learn how to use the internet like this to find the funding you need and learn that skill. It's just like driving a car. You don't have to be perfect at it. You're not going to be a geek, but you're going to know it well enough to get you down the street. And the same thing with learning the internet. Learn it just well enough to get you down the street.